Hey guys, thanks for joining me. This afternoon I'm going to be making some stuffed bell peppers. They're going to be delicious, so you guys hang on. We're about to get started. All right, so the first thing I did was I cut the stem out of the pepper. All right, and then I cut it down lengthwise. I pulled all the seeds out and I took that white membrane out. And we're just going to take these and we're just going to set them down in our baking dish. And I've taken 3 peppers, so I've got actually 6 pieces in there. And we're going to go ahead and set that off to the side till we get ready for it. All right, so the next step I want to do is I'm going to take just a little bit of olive oil and put in my iron skillet, not much. And then I'm going to add 1 pound of, this is mild Italian ground sausage. You can use hot if you want to. It's not going to matter. So I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to go ahead and brown that up, and then I'm going to drain the grease out. I've got the Italian sausage cooked and drained. So now I'm going to add 1 14-ounce can of diced tomatoes, and I did drain the juice out of that. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning, 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, and a 1/4 cup of chicken broth. You can use vegetable broth if you'd like. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stir all this together. And we're going to cook that, bring it on about a medium to a medium-high heat. And we're just want to cook that until the liquid is almost cooked out of it. All right, we've just about got the liquid cooked out of that, so I'm going to go ahead and add 1.5 cups of already cooked rice. Everybody gets a little bit confused when you say 1.5 cups of cooked rice. They're like, do you take 1.5 cups of rice and then cook that? I take it as, go ahead and cook your rice and then measure out 1.5 cups of what's cooked. So we're gonna go ahead and cook that rice in there for probably 3 to 4 minutes on the medium to medium-high heat. Just kind of let it warm back up. I let that rice go ahead and warm up, so I went ahead and turned the heat off on my skillet. So now what I want to do is I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese to that mixture. And we're just going to stir that around and melt that cheese down. It's not going to take very long. It's pretty warm. It smells amazing. We let that cheese melt in there. And so now we're going to go ahead and start stuffing our peppers. So we just want to start taking some spoonfuls of this and just laying it right there inside those peppers. About like that. Oh, this is going to be so delicious. Now I do not pre-cook my peppers, because what I do is I will add just a little bit of water to the bottom of this dish, and I will cover it with tin foil, and as it's cooking, it more or less steams the peppers. And then you just cook it accordingly to how firm or how, however you like your peppers. I mean, I like mine just to be a little bit crunchy. Some of you may like them pretty tender, so just cook it accordingly. There we go. Boy, that's a good heaping amount right there. And that works out just about right, guys. That mix right there made 6 halves. It's just about right. All right, so the last thing I want to do is I want to take some mozzarella cheese, and I just want to go over the top of that with that mozzarella. You guys don't have to use mozzarella if you don't want to. Use whatever kind of cheese that you like. I've always heard pepper jack's good with it, so might give that a try sometime. All right, we're gonna cover that with some aluminum foil, and I'm gonna put it in the oven at 375 degrees for about 30 to 35 minutes. While we're waiting on those peppers to get done cooking in the oven, I figured I'd just go ahead and cut up some potatoes and onions and go ahead and fry those up. So that'll be a good little side to have with those peppers. Look at that, guys. Does that not look amazing right there? So what I did is I took that tin foil off about the last 5 to 10 minutes and I let it brown that cheese up. All right, let's go ahead and get us a plate made up here. And we'll go ahead and put some of those fried potatoes and onions on there. And if you want to, you can always have your salad on the side. That is going to be delicious, guys. There you have it, friends. It's a pretty simple meal, and I hope you give it a try. It's delicious. Once again, I appreciate all your support. If you don't mind, like my videos, repost them. That helps get it out there for more viewers. I appreciate you on that, and God bless.